In this video, I'm going to explain two extremely useful systems to calculate one-rail bankshot, explaining all important things as well as effects, which you need to consider. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you very interesting scenario where you can use bankshot to escape difficult situation on the table. First of all, we need to understand what is angle of incidence and angle of reflection, and what factors have impact on trajectory of balls. As you can see, we face this situation where I need to play one-rail bankshot into this side pocket. If we draw a line through these balls, then we can see that this line going from this point to this point. And this means that if we hit the object ball perfectly straight using a bit of topspin and natural speed, then after contact with rail it going towards side pocket. And this happens because angle of reflection was exactly the same like angle of incidence, and because we used natural speed and spin on the cue ball, then we was able to pocket the object ball. And at this point, we need to say that speed and spin are extremely important factors if we consider executing bank shots as well as kick shots in pool. If we try to play same shot but using much less speed, then you can see that despite the fact I am hitting same point on the rail, object ball going slightly longer, and very similar thing will happen if I use more speed, but this time object ball going shorter. And actually, side spin also plays huge role during executing bank shots, because if we try to play same shot using left spin, then we can see that object ball going long, but on the other hand, if we apply right spin, then object ball going short. And this happens because we experience factors called spin-induced throw and spin transfer. Spin-induced throw means that if we apply side spin, then during contact between balls, cue ball slightly pushes the object ball to the certain side. But spin transfer means that cue ball which rotates with side spin, during contact with object ball transfers some opposite rotation to this ball, what is clearly visible in slow motion. If I hit this striped ball perfectly straight using center ball, then it rotates with topspin. If I use right spin, then cue ball pushes the object ball slightly to the left and transfers some left rotation. But on the other hand, if I use left spin, then cue ball pushes the object ball slightly to the right and transfers some right rotation. So as you can see, speed and spin are extremely important factors during executing bank shots in pool, and now I will show you how to use this knowledge. Let's imagine a situation like this, where we need to play a bank shot on one ball into this corner pocket. Both of these balls are placed in random positions and we are not sure where is the correct contact with rail. In first system, we need to indicate our reference lines, and we can do this by numbering both long rails. Because we are hitting object ball towards long rail, then you need to number both long rails in same order, starting from corner pockets where are numbers 0. And consequently, we need to number each next diamond using full number. In the next step, our goal is to connect each full number on left long rail with same number on the opposite long rail but divided by 2. At this point, we was able to indicate our track lines, and if we look closer, then we can see that one ball is located exactly on reference line number 3. So in this case, our goal is to hit object ball along this reference line, to pocket it into this corner pocket. And we need to keep in mind that we should use natural speed with natural rotation, because then we can achieve correct angle of reflection. So in this case, if object ball will be placed perfectly on one of those lines, then we can hit it perfectly along this path. Okay, but you can ask me what will happen if object ball will be somewhere in between those reference lines. In this situation, our goal is to find our new track line, and we can do this by shifting one of closest reference lines to the current position of the object ball, and this step will indicate our new point on the rail's edge where we should hit object ball. So this system works very well on the entire surface on the table, where we need to pocket object ball into corner pockets, and only what we need is to visualize our track lines and being able to apply correct speed and spin to the cue ball. Okay, but at this point I need to mention this very interesting situation, where we need to execute bank shot on final 8 ball into this corner pocket, because this corner pocket is blocked by solid ball. The main problem in this situation is that another solid ball partially blocks our correct aiming point on the rail. In this particular case, we need to use spin transfer to change natural path of 8 ball. We need to hit 8 ball behind a solid ball, but if we hit the cue ball at its center, then after contact with rail, 8 ball going long and hits short rail first. So in this case, we need to apply more speed and use a lot of right spin, because then 8 ball will have some left rotation and angle of reflection will shallow, what result with completely different path which allows us to pocket the 8 ball. And similarly, if we slightly change position of solid ball, then we need to hit 8 ball before this ball, but this time we need to apply a lot of left spin, because then 8 ball will have some right rotation, which causes it to open more angle and go towards corner pocket. Okay, but sometimes we face a situation like this where theoretically everything looks fine, and both of these balls are placed on line which indicates a natural angle. Because object ball is extremely close to the rail, if we hit perfectly straight, then we experience double contact between balls, what causes mistake. We need to hit object ball thinner, but if we apply natural speed and center ball, then object ball going too long. So in this case, if we want to cause the object ball to go shorter, then we need to use much more speed and apply a lot of right spin. This amount of both factors highly help us to escape this situation and pocket the object ball. Okay, but very often we need to play a bank shot into the side pocket, and this time we cannot use our previous system. In this specific scenario we need to use another system, and now I'm going to explain how it works. Let's imagine a situation like this, where cue ball and object ball are located like on this graphic. The first thing we need to do is to imagine a line from center of our object ball to the rail's edge. In the next step, we need to draw another line from this point to our side pocket. This is our first reference line, and in the next step, we need to draw another line from center of object ball to the opposite side pocket. And at this moment we can see that these lines cross each other and indicate a new point from which we need to draw another line to the long rail's edge. After this action we can see our final aiming point where we need to hit our object ball, but we need to remember to use natural speed and hit the cue ball with bit of topspin. And this system works perfectly in situation where we need to play a bank shot into the side pocket, and both of these balls can be anywhere on the table. Okay, but we can experience another situation where we need to play final 8 ball, but the main problem is that these solid balls block this side pocket. And well, we can of course calculate bank shot into this corner pocket, but I am going to show you once again how to use speed and spin to escape this situation in a very clever way. Our goal is to make a bank shot into this side pocket, and we need to aim 8 ball towards this direction to avoid contacting solid ball, but the key is to apply a lot of right spin and hit the cue ball very hard. As you can see, after this hit, cue ball transfers some opposite rotation to the 8 ball, causing it to rebound from the rail with different path, and because we applied a lot of speed, then this ball has enough power to touch another 2 rails and go towards this side pocket. Okay, and at the end of this episode, I'm going to show you how you can use bank shot when you are in a very difficult situation. We need to play 8 ball, but as you can see, there is another ball which blocks direct access to the corner pocket. In this case, we need to cause 8 ball to hit rail first, and then make a contact with blocker and go towards corner pocket. And the first thing we need to do is imagine a ghost ball where 8 ball needs to touch object ball after contact with rail. In the next step, we need to draw a line from center point of this ghost ball to the rail's edge and finally move this distance along this line. This action will indicate our final aiming point where we need to hit 8 ball to make a correct contact with object ball. As you could see, executing bank shots is not very easy thing, and you have to understand what speed and spin applied to the cue ball in different scenarios. But I am absolutely sure that after watching this video, you will be able to much better deal with bank shots. So if you found this lesson helpful and you appreciate my effort to produce this detailed tutorial, then please leave a thumbs up for me and hit the subscribe button to never miss videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.